Hey there, scrappy friends. Suzanne here in the studio today, getting ready to participate in the Counterfeit Kit Challenge for November. If you're not familiar with the Counterfeit Kit Challenge, each month they choose a kit from a kit club, and you are to use that as inspiration for doing your own kit from your stash. They've got a wonderful design team that shows you examples. They have a couple of challenges. It's really fun. They've got a nice blog and a fun Facebook group. So I hope you'll consider looking into it. I did it last month and really enjoyed it, and I'm doing it again this month. This month's kit was chosen by Lisa, who lives in Germany, and so she chose a German kit. And even though my last name is Brauer, spelt in a very German way, I cannot pronounce the name of the kit nor the name of the company who does the kit. So suffice it to say, I printed off what is included in the kit. We've got 2 Pink Fresh lines, 2 Maggie Home lines, and a Paige Evans line. And then we've got 4 embellishments. Okay, because I like to use the last dregs of what I have quite a bit of odds and ends from Pink Fresh Studio in various paper lines. So my kit is going to be basically Pink Fresh. I actually had the Happy Hearts paper with this beautiful floral on it, and then it's got pink on the reverse side. So that's kind of where we start this little adventure. In the life right now of those 2 papers, I didn't really have anything quite like that, so I kind of looked at the reverse side and I found these 2 papers. This kind of mimics sort of a yellow B-side, and this is a good representation of a blue and white. So both of these were the B-sides of 2 papers in the kits, so those are going to go good. Let me tuck those here. And that's looking a little all one color, isn't it? So as I was looking through other things and I wanted to go in the fall direction, which I think you get much more from the Maggie Holmes and the Paige Evans Wonder colors, so I found this print, and this is from the Some Days line of Pink Fresh. So I thought that had the same kind of feel to it, different flower style, but still looked really good. One of the round trip papers from Maggie Hall was a map. I am not going to be doing travel, I don't think, so I thought, well, what hits you about that map paper? Well, it's all the lines. So here we have some Pink Fresh from their Everyday Musings. And this is really pretty, and it's got a bunch of lines on it. On the other side, we've got green. So that'll work too as a nice complement, I think. One of the Paige Evans Wonders had rows, horizontal rows of sort of round, circular burst kind of shapes. I found this also from the Some Days line. That adds a punch of color as well. Let's tuck that in here. Okay, so then I had sort of representations of all of the papers except for one. One of the Paige Evans was actually a cut apart sheet, so I will show you what I did for that. But then I decided that's not enough paper for me, so I started adding in. And first I decided I wanted to pick up more of this yellow. So I have from Some Days, I have this Make Lemonade piece of paper. From the Some Days, I also had this smaller floral. So I thought that would be good. Let me slide that in here. You can't go too far off on the Pink Fresh if you're using all of their paper. Here's a paper that reminded me a little bit of those, remember those columns we had of tickets on one of the papers? Well, this is going the other way, but it's sort of that same kind of theme and feel, so that will be good. And it talks about saying yes to new adventures, so that was good. I had only a single piece of this Let's Stay Home, and I think this is good because some of the icons in the embellishments talked about staying home and those kinds of sentiments. So we're going to add that in. Need a bigger desk. Okay, and then what else? I wanted a couple more sort of neutral sort of patterns. This is a nice print. It will go nicely with these blues and greens. Tuck that in at this end of the spectrum. And then I found this pink, which is the only piece I had left of my favorite story. I like getting rid of those last couple pieces of a line, so I've done a good job here on doing that. So there's all of my papers. So, all right, then we needed a little cardstock. I went pretty generic on that. I'm adding in lots of white. Put this kind of down here low. Some really rich yellow to pick up some of the orange in some of these prints, especially this one. I've got this sort of corally orange color. And then I've got a couple of pieces of blue and more of a teal. So that's kind of where my cardstock landed. Okay, as I told you, I did cards instead of the cut-apart sheet, and I almost burst out laughing when I found this card. I am pretty sure that I decorated this card when it was in a counterfeit kit maybe 10 years ago or something ridiculous like that. So this baby's been around a long time. Maybe this is its lucky month. Some more yellows. Some of these are Scraptastic. Some are Studio Calico. Got a little bit of gold. Quite a bit of pink. I believe these are an old Echo Park line, a really old Echo Park line. This pretty, look how nice that looks with that little bit of purple in that. Got lots of the blues and teals. Some more pinks with a little bit of red or orange. Some orange. Another hit of blue. And some green. And then this one here. So I like those. All right, so that's kind of the paper portion of my kit. Well, what about the pretties, you ask? Well, they had 4 embellishments. The first was the Life Right Now ephemera pack. I had since I had several pieces from the Some Days line, I had their ephemera pack. It's called the Elements pack. It's 44 pieces. It is heavily lemons and flowers. So I thought, okay, I'm going to need to supplement that. So I found this Pink Fresh, the mix. So this is an older sticker sheet. Lots of the same colors. And Today's Adventure, Feels Like Home, a couple of tickets here. I thought that was going to work out very nicely. The next thing they had was a gold foil sticker sheet, puffies. I have this one. This is fairly new to my stash. This is Thicker's Courtyard. It might have been for one of the Maggie Holmes lines now that I think about it. I also decided to go to a little bit bigger alphabet. This is also puffy gold. I had the little mini alphabet for Some Days, so I'm adding that in. It's got all the colors. And then I also found this silver one, which is kind of a middle size. I've got tiny, small, medium, and then large. So I'm going to add that in as well. Okay, the third were from Paige Evans Splendid, sequins and epoxy stickers. Looky what I found. These are from Hero Arts. They are 2006 and they came in a card kit way back in the day. And it looks like they got purple and yellow, a little bit of red, and some orange. So those are going to be perfect for the sequins, flower sequins for that. And then to supplement those, I pulled out these Journal Studio stickers, because they've got the oranges and the blues and a little bit of the teals as well. And the last thing that they had, the Studio Cocoa Vanilla Studio, these days wooden buttons. And I found this old pack of poolside buttons from crepe paper in yellow and orange and some flowers. So I thought those would be fun. Okay, I could have stopped there, but what would be the fun in that, right? So let me show you what I then added in. Okay, for journaling, I thought we could use a few more label stickers, so I've added those. I recently picked up some Park Lane chipboard shapes on a Joann's doorbuster, so I was going to add those in. I remembered that last month I hadn't used very many of the frames that were pink fresh, so I pulled that back out. It's also got some of the pink and purple in it, so I think that's going to work real well, so I pulled that back out. I needed to find a few things that weren't in last month's kit to add a little variety. I found these Canvas Resist stickers, and I can make those any color I want, so if I take time to be a little messy, and you know how I don't always like to be messy, those will be fun to play with. So we'll see if I can get to those. This sticker sheet here from Bo Bunny Weekend Adventures, it was the tickets that caught my eye. Those are in the right colors. And then last month I did not kill my kit and make cards, which is usually the way I kill my kit. So I decided that maybe I should do something that would make me more likely to do that. So I have this element sticker from the Think to Remember line by Photoplay, and this was meant to be part of a card kit, I think, originally. So it has the flowers and the right colors in it, and it has a lot of sentiments like with sympathy, thinking of you. So I should be able to make some cards up out of my dregs of the kit. I also found a few more stickers out of my sticker binder. Pull those and put those here, and a few larger ones here. So just 2 pages of those, trying to control it, but I like, you know, to have choices. I also went through my chipboard bin because I have a lot of chipboard, and I picked out just enough to cover the bottom here. You remember last month I had all my bits and bobs in here too. Well, I have a new solution for my bits and bobs this month because I've been organizing in other parts of the house. And here it is. We have this, what is supposed to be a holder for nail polish, I believe. So let me explain some of the things in each of these little 12 compartments. I've got some metal tabs. I have die-cut butterflies. I have plastic word bubbles, speech bubbles. I have metal paper clips. I found a large sort of tassel and a small tassel, and then I found a whole little package of mini tassels. So those look like they'd be fun. Threw in a few flowers with some pearls in the middle. I've got a bunch of flair here. I've got, I don't know, about 6 flair. Couple of punctuation marks, love you, so much fun today, and ampersand. I've got some little pieces of see-through acrylic. Those were from an old kit. I've got some flat brads and some brads with the prongs, and I stuck to fabric for all of them because I have so many brads to choose from. So I limited myself by sticking to fabric. I found these old close to my heart gems in the right colors, so I pulled those in. I found some close to my heart. I think these were close to my heart. They are acrylic stars. I've got a small, medium, and large. And then my last little thing here are Webster's pages. They used to call these whimsies. I think they're called cabochons, maybe? And they are little flat-backed, very detailed flowers and hearts. So those are really pretty, and they had them in the right colors. So there you have it. That is quite a kit, you'll have to agree. So I'm looking forward to playing with that for a little bit. I'll probably have to put it away in December, so you might see this carry over until the new year, but hopefully I can show you at least a couple of layouts later in November. As always, I thank you for your time and attention. Now you just better scoot over to the Counterfeit Kit Challenge and see what everybody else is doing. Thanks so much. Bye for a bit.